Hi, and welcome to another episode of Odds and Bookends with the Hearst Public Library. I'm Dianne, the Programming and Outreach Librarian, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to felt. So felting is basically taking these strips of roving, which are made out of wool, and you end up pulling the wool pieces apart and then matting them into shapes of your choice. So just as an example, here I've made this bee, as well as this clock of moon faces, and finally this giant moth. So today I'm going to go over a few tips and techniques to help get you guys started so that you can start felting yourselves and come up with your own cool creations. So the materials that you're going to need, first and foremost, is going to be your felting needle. And these come in a different variety of shapes and sizes. The most all-purpose one is going to look similar to this one, where you can see that there are 3 individual needles around the pen. You can also get a bigger one. So this one is going to work more like a stamp, and it has many needles on it, so you can do a bigger surface. Or you can also use an individual needle to do fine detail work. And that's going to look more like this. You're also going to want to have a foam block, and this is going to absorb the needle as you're working so that you're not puncturing your wooden surface. And then next you're going to want to have these finger guards. And these just go over your fingers. If you have ever sewed before, it's very similar to a thimble. They just protect your fingers from the very sharp needle. So highly recommend those. And then the last thing you might need are some scissors. And then some optional supplies would be some batting. So I use this to form the body of the moth, and then some wire and wire cutters, and I use that to form the wings and the legs of the bee. So once you've gathered all of your tools, the last step is going to be to choose the colors of roving that you'd like. So let's see, I think I'm going to go with this beautiful green color. For this instance, I'm going to go ahead and do sort of a crosshatch pattern, just because I think that that'll give me a lot of coverage. I'm going to just fold up the little end pieces. So since I'm doing a bigger area, I'm going to go ahead and use my bigger tool here. And you're going to just go up and down and in vertical motions. And you're going to begin to mat the felt down into place. Okay, so now that I have that in sort of a loose shape of what I'd like, I'm going to go ahead and switch to my medium-sized tool. And we're going to just sort of peel the felt up and flip it over and just keep working the other side of it. And your goal is to get the fibers to be pretty tight, because right now they're still very loose. I can see through them. So you want to get it to be pretty solid. And another thing to note is that as you're working, the square surface of the felt that you started out with is going to keep getting more and more compact as you're needling it. So you want to start with more felt than you think you might want to end up with. Okay, so now that I have my foundation of what I want my piece to look like, I'm going to go ahead and grab another color and also one of my smaller needles to start doing a little bit of detail work. So when you start to add more colors, the top color can end up getting pushed through to the other side. So you're going to want to flip it over and then kind of push that color back out, or you can also add more of the bottom color just to cover it up. So here's our final piece. Thanks for joining us with another episode of Odds and Bookends, and for more creative ideas, check out Creative Bug at hersttx.gov/HPL online.